streaming. Alright, we are green there. We come in. Alright, we're green there, and we're green there. And now I'm gonna send that there. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to week 3 of League 1. We have a head-to-head matchup tonight between number 2 Washington State and number 25 Penn State. This is a user match between your usual two broadcasters, myself, Coach Ninja, and my compatriot, Coach Spectre. Because of this, we have a guest in the booth tonight who I'll introduce shortly. We do apologize for the late kickoff, as it took some doing to get Coach Seawack here. The gods conspired against him and broke his car, and we had to get it fixed. And we had to get him here and get some beer in his belly and some food in him. And now we're ready to go. So I'm going to talk through some rosters real quick to review these teams that you know oh so well, and then hand it over to Coach Seawack for the color for the game. All right. There we go. So we know both of these teams really well, so I'm going to do this quickly. And then we'll get this rode on the show. We have James Williams, senior quarterback at Penn State. Solid all-around quarterback. Not the fastest guy in the world, but he does a lot of good work for us. Kyle Harrison, our number one halfback. Very, very quick, lots of awareness. And Ricky Carter, the starting fullback, is behind him in this depth chart in order to get him in some shotgun split situations for the triple option, because he's a great triple option guy. And here he is again, doing his normal fullback job. Wide receiver, we have Hickman, Johnson, and Howell. Howell gets a lot more catches than you would expect for a number 3 wide receiver because of his athleticism. He's also our number 2 tight end. And Penn State, we love our number 2 tight ends. We use 2 tight end sets a lot. He gets a lot of play because of that. As does, of course, Cole Robinson, 99 tight end. He is magical. Across the board, Penn State has a solid offensive line that's very young: 85, 91, 84, 83, and 87. You'll notice that there was a freshman, 2 sophomores, and only 1 junior and only 1 senior on there. As I said, very young on offensive line to be of that quality. Defensively, we have Marshall as our left end impact player, and Malloy at right end. The defensive tackles typically are only Burley. Curry and Robinson pretty much only come in on goal line sets because we play a 3-3-5 this year. This deploys Moore, Hollis, and Smith as a solid linebacking core, backed up by 2 very good corners in Stevens and Allen, a free safety in Singletary, who I totally forgot last year was a sophomore. He was an 83 sophomore who had 4 picks in the first 5 games. I thought he was a senior. He does a lot of great work. He plays above that 87. He's fast and he's got the awareness that it makes up for the other things. And then we've got Powell and Jones at strong safety. Now, because the 3-3-5 uses strong safeties differently in a lot of blitzes and a lot of things, there's 2 of them. They stay a lot nearer to the line than they usually would be in other formations, but they do a lot of great work. Holt does pretty much all of the kicking duties, and that is Penn State. And so we'll take a quick look through Washington State as well with the man, the myth, the legend, Vincent Vega. He runs, he passes. He if he was allowed to, he would throw and catch touchdown passes. 50-yard. He would throw and catch 50-yard touchdown. He would do it to him. Yeah. I wouldn't. So I watched the NFL Films Football Life on Wes Welker the other day because it came out. In the NCAA, he still has the touchdown returns. Punt returns for touchdown and punt return yardage records. Also, for Texas Tech, kicked an extra point, kicked a 57-yard field goal, and returned a punt for a touchdown in the same game. And that's the kind of guy Vincent Vega is. Vincent Vega can do everything. Pauly Shore is their running back. They're getting a lot of good yardage from him. We see that Pauly Shore has 50 yards a game rushing, which is a lot more than they had in the past, and another 20 yards passing. So getting a lot out of the halfback, which is new for Washington State this year. Eric Estrada is in at fullback. Also, he gets probably 4 or 5 touches a game. He gets a little bit. You see him there, but Voorhees, Leaf, and Blofeld, these are the weapons, really, for Vincent Vega. Vivaldi also gets a fair number of touches as a receiving tight end. He's not too much of a blocker. On the offensive line, Teddy Pendergrass, 79. John Lee Hooker, 87. Rodney Yates, 96, the bastion of this offensive line. Keith Sweat, 84. And Eddie Cochran, 84, makes a solid but not amazing offensive line, which is really made up for by the 96 in the center and Vincent Vega's feet. Defensively, we see an 84 left end, Earth Windan. Some of his friends just call him Dan. Some of his friends call him Fire. Some of his friends call him Earth. You never know. Jimmy Buffett is the right end, and Al Green and Barry White make up the 4-man front. Our linebackers are Alan Alda at 85, Danny Glover at 81, and Mel Gibson at 82, backing up Danny Glover. But let's remember here who the real star of the show is between this pair, and it's Danny Glover every time. All right, Jack Kerouac, Allen Ginsberg, and Jack London are the amazing cornerbacks, backed up by Cronin, who, isn't quite good enough to see the field as free safety because of James Joyce. Strong safety, not quite as strong, but Javier Bardem is a solid strong safety, rounding out with Petey Pablo and Kendrick Lamar sharing kicking duties based on, how long the leg needs to be. Sometimes, if they need a bit more leg, they'll switch kickers. So now that we've taken a look at the roster, I'm gonna get into this and see about getting started against my good friend Coach Spectre at Washington State. Awesome.
gotcha. All right. Oh, shoot. We may not have been recording.
No, we were.
You said it's up for...
Up front, yeah. Down
Okay.
front.
All right. It might have been off on us for a little bit. Well, hey. Okay. This is Coach Seawack, if you guys didn't hear me before. So, this is going to be a great game. 299 overall teams facing up against each other. The offenses are electric. They're explosive. Defenses are well prepared to play both of these offenses, I think. But this is going to be a very, very, very interesting game. If you want to see some good football, you know, bump all the college games on right now if there are any. It's time to watch this. I'm going to try to give you my best play-by-play. This is my first time doing this, so bear with me. I'm going to try to get all the signals right as much as I can and keep it entertaining for you. But your eyes should be watching this game. Yes. Points for the offense. I mean, pretty even. We got 68th for Penn State and 73rd for Washington State, number 2. Ooh, and it's a rainy game. Rainy game. So I can tell you there's probably not going to be too much passing. There's going to be a lot of running on these teams. It's going to be interesting to see what holes are opened up, because this is my forte. I like running the ball. We get to see what's going to happen here. Now, some teams might bite the bullet and just go ahead and try to throw the ball, which will be interesting, considering the wetness out there on that ball. It's going to be tough to catch it. So we'll see what happens.
Tough to catch it, but tougher to cover it.
Yes, that is true. Tougher to cover it, too. It does get slippery out there on that field, especially as much rain is coming down out here. Whew. We have a pretty nice home crowd for the Washington State Cougars. This is going to be a really interesting game. Momentum and home field advantage are going to be factors in this game. So all we can hope for is both teams come out on fire and they just play their guts out today. All right, 13-yard line. That is some tough field to work with. But we will see what Washington State has in store for the Penn State Nittany Lions. All right. Mismanaged his time just a little bit, so took the sacrifice of that timeout. And as we know, timeouts are always precious. You only get 3.5. So could he regret doing this timeout, taking too much time on his first play of the game? We'll see. Maybe it pays off, maybe it doesn't. Ooh, and as we see, light of fire skill activated. So the timeout might have been planned, so we will see. Oh, Vincent Vega clobbered in the backfield. The Nittany Lions do not want him to run outside, it seems like. And here we go. No huddle action from the Washington State. Oh, man. And that defense is just flying right now. Here we go. What was that? And heck of a defensive stop or stand by Penn State University. And a very good return there on that safety punt. Now we get to see Penn State's offense go to work after a nice series stuffing Washington State. And a tough run up the middle. Nice 7-yard gain. All right, Penn State, 2nd and 3. Moving the ball nice on their first series. Another nice run for that first down. Playing it safe, running in the rain. Playing conservative, smart football right now. Washington State is doing all they can to stop that aggressive running attack.
From the 50, first down.
And a nice gain out there to the wide receiver. Oh, second tight end, who is also a receiver, converted to tight end. Second tight end, getting out there. Quick moves, quick route, wide open, catches the ball. Good run down the field. Defense is it seems like trying to key on those run plays, and Penn State is changing it up on them a little bit.
Penn State holds just a 2-point lead.
A nice safe run, 4-yard gain on the run. It is now 2nd and 6. Just marching the ball down the field, taking your time, doing what you got to do. Penn State is in full control at this point. Momentum has completely shifted in their direction early in the game. It's not 100%, but it is up there. It's getting up there.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Ball on the 31. Catches it and he's touched.
A nice short completion over the middle. That will be a 4-yard gain. 3rd and 2. Mixing up that run and pass to keep Coach Spectre guessing on defense.
So that's a chat for the people in Twitch. That's where I see what you you guys
Gotcha.
are in the chat. You can type in there, or you can just
So
talk.
it's 3rd down and they got 2
oh.
yards to go. They come out
Oh, hello, Lecky. What's going on? This is Coach Seawack here commentating. I was able to make it up today, so I'm helping out as much as I can.
makes the catch and look out.
Good throw early. Is a short route across the middle. picks up the first down and a little bit more. Penn State has been driving the ball down very efficiently versus this tough Washington State defense in the rain.
From the 19-yard line, it's first down. Penn State with a 2-point advantage.
No, I am not a Marshall football announcer. That would have been Coach Spectre, who is Washington State. He's playing right now. And a very nice, well run route. Very adjusted after the catch to get the first down and some more. Penn State is just cruising in the red zone right now. New York Badgers won. Okay.
He's a Wisconsin fan.
Oh, okay. Wisconsin fan, okay.
And this is the 8th play of the drive. He's taken down.
Another nice run play to the boundary. Following those blockers that are giving mounds of push on that Washington State defense. We are in. Hey, what's going on? We're in that close red zone period. It's about it's second and goal, only 4 yards to go for that touchdown. I do not announce for any team. I wish I had a Twitch account to do that, but I don't. And I do not announce for really anything at the moment. I try to I coach in my everyday life though, so I try to instill some good values in young men. A tough run right there, stuffed in the backfield for a 0-yard gain. It's third and goal. Third and goal from the 4. And here we go. Good catch, but behind the line. Tough sledding there. 4th and goal. Washington State defense was all over that pass. Yes, I am a coach. I coach JV O-line, and I help out with defense of stuff for varsity. I'm also a defensive coordinator for the JV team for King William County, the county high school. And a good field goal. Get that 3 points to go up 5-0. It's been a very tough defensive battle this first quarter. Lots of running. The first quarter almost seemed like it blew by. But this is a very, very good game to watch. The rain is making things difficult to get that ball moving in the air. So we will see some more, I would imagine, some more running from both coaches. It is still a one-score game in the first quarter. I can tell you, coaching in real life, especially these young men, it's fun at times, but it's also frustrating. And here we go, Washington State back on offense. They're going with the run to try to be a little bit conservative to gain a couple of yards. 2 yards on that carry. No huddle action is coming. Oh, a nice little pass to the halfback out of the backfield to get that first down a little bit more. Still some no huddle action. Coach Spectre is trying to put on the heat for Coach Ninja. See what happens. This one, great coverage. Great coverage.
Sometimes you don't get a great grip on the ball and it comes out a little wobbly.
As I'm finding out, Penn State has a new defensive coordinator this year. So that is tough sledding when you are trying to have a defense on the field for an extended period of time. There's perks that help out block shedding, moves, and stamina in that first tier of the coaching perks for a defensive coordinator. And the fact that Coach Ninja has a brand new coach, he only has 1 point that he can spend in that defensive coordinator tree, giving him a little bit of struggle to keep his guys fresh on the field. That stamina perk is not being utilized because he doesn't have the points right now. The no huddle is trying to exploit that. And as you can see, some players do make some good plays, and some players make some bad plays, especially when they get tired. It is definitely a factor in this game, and I think Spectre is trying to turn up the heat and slow down the heat however he wants to right now, it seems like.
From their own 49-yard line. First down.
His QB is small because he is a great scrambler, as you're just about to see. It's perfect timing. You asked that question, and that's why he is small, because he is a quick back. Kind of like, he kind of reminds me of Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is a small quarterback, but he is very, very elusive. He is very, very quick, and he makes good decisions and runs. I mean, you don't have to be the biggest guy to be a good quarterback. The smaller quarterbacks tend to have a little bit more finesse on their throws anyways. As you're seeing, Coach Spectre is finding some guys getting open and trying to hit them in stride. Trying to pick apart this Penn State defense, but Penn State is bringing back as much heat as possible and is getting some good stops here, keeping them out of that end zone. We will see. It is 7 yards to go. It is 1st and goal for Washington State.
And we're back for more action here in quarter number 2.
Oh, no. My favorite college team is UNC, because that's where I went. And as we see, Coach Spectre busts out the run play to get a 7-yard gain for the touchdown. It's tough when you get in the red zone and you're less than 10 yards to go. That is very, very tricky area to try to defend. It's tough. You can go outside, inside, all over the place. You can pass, play action, doesn't matter. You can really do anything you want, and the defense has to cater to a short field. You miss a line or you don't cover a certain area, it gets exposed. The other team sees it, hits it, touchdown. It's one of the hardest areas to defend 10 yards in. A pretty good return by Penn State, finding holes in the middle of the kickoff team, which tends to not happen as often, but sometimes you can hit it up the middle and then bounce it back outside. But a lot of guys, the teams tend to squeeze, So it's a little bit harder to hit up the middle. Good yardage. Every little bit counts, especially in a user-user game. A 2-yard gain. I believe that was the fullback out of the backfield, getting a couple yards. Spectre trying to bring as much heat as possible that last play. We will see what Penn State will have in store for Spectre.
It's 2nd down and 8. Ball on their own 25.
Taking his time, Coach Ninja with a nice, solid run. 5 yards. Waiting, letting your guys rest before plays helps boost them back up to their true potential, and they give you all they got if they're rested. That dark green color on those on the players, it's a huge factor in games, especially in big games. The more tired they get, the worse they're going to play, especially versus players that are impact players or players that have better stamina. You want to rest as much as you can and have them play up to their potential. Good throw. Nice little drag across the field. He is 4th and inches.
Am I allowed to go for this?
So WVU lost to TCU today? Huh. Okay. Interesting. Wish I could have seen it. I wish I could have seen any college football games today. That would have been awesome, but this is going to have to do. This is my college football experience for Saturday. So I'm trying to soak it all up, soak it all in. All right. And Coach Ninja going for it on 4th down. 4th and inches. Empty set. Oh, just off.
Wide open.
Just out of reach of a wide open wide receiver coming down the middle of the field. That is heartbreaking. But some factors that play in. His quarterback is good. His throw wasn't too terrible, but could home field advantage maybe gotten a little bit into him? Maybe, maybe not. You never know. It's just one of those things. It happens in big games like this. Big plays happen, and some plays that should be that you'd think would happen may not happen. It's just part of football. And now Washington State with a shorter field. Play action gets just sacked in the backfield. No time whatsoever as those Nittany Lions get some amazing pressure up the middle. We will see 2nd and 15 on Penn State's 38.
2nd and 15. Ball on the 38-yard line.
What are we going to roll with today? What's going to happen? A guy down the middle of the field, wide open, catching. Number 86 for Washington State. Makes a good play, good catch. Attempts the spin move, gets stuffed. Big gain, down to the 11, 38 to 11. It is now 1st and 10, Washington State.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 11-yard line.
Another wide open receiver. I believe that is the running back out of the backfield. Made a great play, wide open for a touchdown score. It is now 13-5, Washington State.
to you as a quarterback. So the quarterback did a nice job of staying in rhythm, making the easy throw and the touchdown for this wide receiver.
14-5, Washington State. 3:55 left in the second quarter. Penn State to receive. This has been a pretty good game so far. They are definitely trying to feel each other out still, but some things are trying to come together. A return to, it looks like the 20. Yes, the 20. 1st and 10, Penn State.
And the defense stopped them cold on 4th down during their last drive.
We will see what Penn State has decided to do this series.
I'm all for being aggressive, but I really think you've got to be smart when it comes to when to go for it on 4th down and when to punt.
And an open receiver gained 7 yards on the carry, or the catch, I should say. And Penn State trying to adjust a little bit to that Washington State defense, trying to catch them off guard with a little bit of no huddle. Let's see what happens. A 1-yard run, the result of quick action by Penn State. We will see it is 3rd and 2 on the 29-yard line of Penn State. .320 left in the second half. It has been a very interesting game. Lots of quick firing, quick pace, as you should expect from teams of this caliber. And
I tried to get the handoff and I did it too early or something.
Reed stuffed. It's 4th and 6. Going to be a little bit of a dilemma for Penn State. And a timeout comes from Washington State. They don't want the clock to run out low. It's looking like they are trying to take advantage, yes, of their light of fire skill so they can possibly do well in the return. Good punt. Washington State returns to about the 46, 47. Oh, the 48 actually. Okay. On Washington State's 48. A decent return. The Nittany Lions back on defense, trying to come up with something to stop this Washington State offense under the command of Vincent Vega.
I think the defense right now is just sitting back on their heels. They're allowing the offense to kind of dictate things to them.
Vincent Vega rolling out. Throws on the run. Great throw, great catch. Again to number 86. One of his big targets going down the field. Vincent Vega always showing that elusiveness of his small frame, as you have so well pointed out. He can escape and get away from pressure and set up a whole mobile pocket for himself. Helps him move the ball a little bit, keeps you on guard for different things. So we'll see what Penn State has to do to adjust to that. All right. Run up the middle. Not much there. It is now 2nd and 8 on the 21-yard line of Penn State. Penn State is trying to come up with a stop before the half. It is 2:10 left in the second. 2-minute drill territory could mean a little bit of acceleration in offensive operations for both teams in order to secure some scores before the half. And another wide open receiver getting a couple of yards on that play, getting Washington State down to the 3-yard line, 3rd yard line of Penn State. Penn State using a timeout to keep some more time on that clock and to bring his team together to readjust and see what they can do to stop this Washington State offensive attack.
First and goal from the 2, and they can smell the end zone.
First and goal. And 1 yard gained. I think that is Pauly Shore toting the rock. Penn State using a timeout to conserve as much time as possible. Penn State adjusting to feel out what Washington State might try to get that pigskin in for that touchdown. Let's see what happens. A QB sneak behind the left side. That is a tough play to stop. That is a very tough play to stop. So the score now is 20-5. Washington State will be going for the point after to make it 21-5. This is a very tough offense to defend against Washington State, and there have been some things that have gone against Penn State in this game, because it definitely is that home field advantage. You are seeing some of the benefits of players playing up and making things happen. Penn State going up the middle for a decent return. Gain 1 extra yard on that. They're on the 21. They're 21. 1st and 10. There is a minute 49 left in the half.
The last time this offense had the ball, it was 3 and out.
Plenty of time to drive the ball down and make a score to bring this game a little bit closer. And that is a rough pass for that quarterback. missing what it seemed like 2 wide open receivers, and he couldn't decide who he wanted to throw to. That is,
I knew who I wanted to do.
well, sometimes that computer, it doesn't help you out sometimes. So
It just says no.
we will see what happens on 2nd and 10. Hopefully the QB is understanding the situation. Ooh, and a tough catch to make. Well thrown ball, I think. Receiver doing what he can, but it is tough when you have 2 defenders on you and one's hitting you as you're catching it. It is a tough thing to bring that ball down, especially versus Washington State. They have some very good players in that backfield that make it pretty tough to pass on. So we'll see what Penn State does in this 3rd and 10. Another guy wide open. Overthrown ball. QB is struggling a little bit this first half to
So good on the first drive.
connect. Yes, that is true. Quarterback was fairly good on that first drive going out for Penn State, and since then has struggled to complete a pass. Whether it's the receivers or the quarterback, it is tough to say, but there is a little bit of maybe miscommunication or just a lack of effort on some of those players' parts. So we will see as we continue. Still time left in the half, possibly to get a stop or a turnover to maybe shift the score just a little bit. So we will see. This Penn State defense is ready to come out and play their best, try to get that ball back, help that offense out.
Pressure on the quarterback and the defensive backs need to stick it to these receivers with tighter coverage.
An outside run by Pauly Shore gains him 4 yards. It is now 2nd and 6 as the clock winds down for the first half. Penn State, unfortunately, without timeouts to stop this clock. Washington State can still drive with 1 timeout left, kind of in their favor. Washington State hitting the wide receiver on a small screen, gains the rest for a first down. 57 seconds left in the first half. Thrown over defender into the hole, as Vincent Vega sometimes can do. He is on fire right now at home and making it tough for these Nittany Lions to make some stops. It is on the 36-yard line, 1st and 10. 53 seconds left.
1st and 10. Ball on the 36. They'll line up with 5 wide receivers.
A little bit of motion. Vega trying to sprint out. Throws and somehow catches that interesting side ball.
I can't believe that was a fucking catch.
That was unreal. I can't believe it myself. Yeah. An amazing throw and catch by Vincent Vega and his receiver on the out route. We will see a substantial gain I thought that one might have been reviewed because it was pretty close. 44 seconds left in the half. Vega takes off and runs out of bounds and gains the first. Stops the clock. Washington State trying to solidify a lead over this tough Penn State team. Trying to stay ahead of the curve a little bit, it seems like. So we will see how the Nittany Lions will respond. A short, what it seemed like a route by the tight end coming out. Almost like a wide receiver screen through the line. It's very interesting play design. Gains quite a few yards. It is second down and goal on it seems like the one. Run up the middle. Touchdown, Washington State. Washington State has been mixing up their pass run to try to jumble things up, and Penn State has been doing what it can on the road to stop this tough offense from gaining yards. It is not easy to play versus Coach Spectre. He tends to throw some things out there that you would not expect at some points, and sometimes adjust to things that you are doing that you weren't really expecting or ready for. He makes games pretty tough, and as you're seeing, Penn State is doing what he can, and it is a tough game right now. I can tell you from firsthand experience, both these coaches are stellar, and they are both very, very hard to play against. This is almost a mentor-mentee, or mentor or tutor and mentee mentality here. Penn State is having trouble with throwing off to his receivers, not getting much love to try to push up through this last little bit of the first half. And a catch for good yardage. Getting a first down stops the clock for quite a few seconds. Timeout by Washington State Cougars. I am thinking again of possibly getting his players back hot to try to defend this 1st and 10 attempt. 6 seconds left in the first half, second quarter, to make a play. And great throw, great coverage. Roughing the passer, 15 extra yards, automatic first. So this is going to be an interesting little series here. 1 second left. Can Penn State get some points on the board to narrow this gap in the first half? Straight down the middle of the field. And he gets the 3. 8-28, 20-point difference. Cutting the score down a little bit is a benefit here. There's been a good first half for those of you joining. Penn State has been doing what it can away. You got to understand Washington State University is one of the tougher venues to play. Not only because Coach Spectre has won multiple national titles, but he tends to crush at home every time he plays. It adds up. That intimidation factor adds up. It has a factor of away opponents playing. So we're seeing some of the results of that, but I believe the score isn't really indicative of the play that's been going on. The play has been great from both sides. I think Penn State has their players have let them down just a little, but I believe the coaching calls and schemes have been solid throughout. So it will be an interesting second half to see what changes happen and how these players react.
So he can, you know.
Yeah. So we are going to take a 5-minute break to recharge and relax and think strategy, and then we will be back with you then for another great half of football.
Just hit the
Alrighty. And we are back for the second half of this Penn State-Washington State thrilling matchup. Penn State is set to receive in the second half. We will see what they can do here on offense. Decent return to the 22-yard line. 1st and 10.
There's got to be some sense of urgency to this offense right now. They don't have the luxury of wasting drives if they want to get back in the game.
Washington State with a nice little pass to the sideline, gaining 7 yards. Nice little chunk of yardage to start this second half off. It's going to really make Washington State think, what's going on? Is he going to go back to his run, or is he going to keep passing? So it's going to be interesting to see a little bit different starting on first down plays with that pass to catch Washington State off guard. Play action, caught. What a throw, what a catch. No defender could catch that from the tight end. The tight end made a great move. Cut, catch, stay in bounds.
Go upfield for a touchdown.
True. It was open, fooled the entire defense. The entire defense was thinking run there. They all came up. But a little bit of that momentum got that tight end off guard this pass play. We will see what happens going forward. A nice pass to the flats. Flats are usually from the line of scrimmage to about 5 yards down the field, and anything in the backfield, that zone area, very susceptible to defenders because they tend to not cover it as well. A nice little run. Cut back up to the middle to get that first down. Enough yardage. Penn State is rolling with what they like to do. Mix up that pass run. Pound it up the field. Spend some clock. Keep the ball. Stay safe, especially in these conditions. Ooh. Close throw, close catch, almost. That was very, very close to going either way on that play. Could have been an interception or a catch. So Penn State very glad that the ball was batted down. If anything, we will see if there is a rebound off of this one. Low throw, good catch. Solid 5 yards by the tight end, who is coming up pretty big this game. His hands are sure. He is a 99, so expect work from him in this part of the game and the rest part of the game. He is a very reliable target. On Washington State's 41-yard line, 3rd and 5. all day to throw. Just a little rough, waiting for his receivers to get open. Couldn't get that ball off. Washington State pushes them to 4th and 5. Down in the second half, Penn State University is going to opt for going it on 4th and 5 to try to keep this drive going. Ooh, a rough pass. That was, some could say, possibly pass interference, or others will call great coverage. That was a rough pass, rough throw. Receiver almost had it. Announcers are saying that he was in field goal range, but Coach Ninja disagrees on that one. Yeah, that is a rough. That's a rough distance. We'll see if Penn State can be close on that coverage. I thought it was well covered by Penn State that time. They are just getting a little unlucky in their play. We'll see what happens going forward. Seems Washington State is going to stick with their MO, even being up 28-8.
From the 45-yard line, it's first down.
On Washington State's 45-yard line. The halfback throw, not complete. Good defense by Penn State. It is now 2nd and 10, still on the 45-yard line.
So it's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 45. Quarterback all by himself in the backfield with 5 wideouts. Now he's scrambling. He's tackled at the 40.
And great coverage to contain Vega. Penn State comes up and drills Vega as he thinks to pass run. Penn State said, not today on this play. So we are going to keep this thing rolling. It is now 3rd and 10 on the 45. If I remember correctly, some of my coaches called between the 25 and the 25s the gray zone. So this is the zone of unpredictability where it's a little bit more of an even chance where you're going to get it down to get a score or not. We were seeing Vega scramble and tackled before he can get back to the first down marker. It is now 4th and 3. All right, well, we have a pause in the game to think about strategies and what's going to happen. Now, as I was saying, the gray zone is a zone of higher probability or moderate probability of you getting some kind of score or a good drive down the field in a football game. The black zone, typically, if you are the offender, that is in between your 25 to the goal line, where you are susceptible to possibly getting more sacks, more loss of yardage, and possibly a safety giving the other team some points. And then, of course, we all know the red zone is where the offense is about to score. And Washington State tries a fake And they are stuffed. Penn State was not fooled at all, and they recover turnover on downs. Now then, Penn State 1st and 10 on Washington State's 45-yard line. Field advantage is there. Nope, on Penn State's, on Penn State's 45-yard line. Penn State still has decent field position. The short pass, 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7. Penn State, hurry up offense to try to catch Washington State off guard. Good throw, good catch. Middle of the field to the tight end. Very reliable target, like I said, all game. Penn State is marching down the field, trying to get another score on this board to possibly make it a less than 2-score game. Considerably two-score game. Good throw, good catch, good move to pick up extra yards. 8 yards on the reception to the outside wide receiver. Still, no huddle concept. Trying to move and grind the ball down the field. This Washington State defense is trying to adapt. Cannot cover the tight end. Another good throw, good catch to the tight end. Plenty of yards for the first down. Penn State continuing, no huddle. Washington State scrambling to figure out what is going on. Good yards, 4 yards on the carry on the option run is perfectly fine. 4 yards a carry eventually equals 12 yards per 3 carries, which is an automatic first down if we do the math. That is solid in Coach Ninja's book. There is still plenty of time in this game to be able to do whatever you want to do on your offense. There is really no need to change what you're doing, especially if it's working. And he's open. Another great reception to the outside. Good gain of yardage to push that first down. Coach Spectre is scrambling to figure out how to stop this Penn State the offense. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. What a great, that was a great series. Great drive. Mixed up play, run, mixed up the tempo. Washington State didn't adjust well on that series. Up to now, let's see. Here we go, we got the PAT. So now it is 28-15 Washington State. So
Seen some personnel changes maybe.
Penn State Washington State seems like they might be trying to fix some things on defense, maybe not liking how that drive went, which is understandable. Making adjustments is all part of the game. So we will see what would happen on the next Penn State offensive series, which was electrifying that last time to drive it all the way down the field for a score. So now we are about to see Penn State defense see what they have to stop this Washington State offense. Great kick.
This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback.
Touchback ensued. So now Washington State. Let us see what they are going to bring to the table. both teams not really in a rush, not really in a worry. Still plenty of time in the game. We are only at the bottom, to be honest, bottom of the third, but not baseball terms. It is 122, 121, 120 left. Outside throw. Wide receiver, 85. Making a good play, Mr. Leaf. Getting good separation, getting open, catching the ball, getting what he can. First down on Washington State's 39-yard line. About a minute left in the third.
From their own 39-yard line. First down.
Another outside pass.
Around the 47-yard line.
Gains of yards. So we are now, let's see, gained 8 yards. It is now 2nd and 2 on Washington State's 47. They are trying to utilize their air attack to maintain an offensive presence in this drive.
So it's second down and about 2 yards to go.
And the option, not fooling Coach Ninja. Getting clobbered up the middle. Pauly Shore did not have enough acceleration to get through there. Gets stuffed on the line. There was a person hurt. We didn't see. We'll see. We'll see as it comes up. We are now in the fourth quarter. Washington State up 28-15. It's been a very good game so far. Penn State has struggled in the beginning, but has now come alive offensively, defensively, showing spark, showing spunk, showing fight. Let us see what it will do for the rest of the... What a great defensive play. Pressuring the quarterback, not letting Vega run. Hitting him before he could really plant and throw. Hey, it wasn't a sack, but still, no throw was gone off. So, in my mind, a very good defensive stand. Time for a return. As Washington State punts. Long punt. Very well placed punt. That is going to pin Coach Ninja back on the 3-yard line. That is tough sledding. As you can imagine, the black zone is a tough area to get out of. The further back you go in the further back you go towards the end zone, your own end zone, that black zone becomes increasingly tough to get out of. Solid, nice run up the middle. Only 1 yard, but still. It's one of the only things you can do, pin back that far deep in the black zone. Good throw, good catch. Enough to get the first down. Rolling with no huddle once again, Penn State. holding it maybe just a little too long, getting that sack, putting him back, pinning him back deep in that black zone once again. Now on the 5-yard line. It is now 2nd and 18 after that sack by Washington State.
It's second down. Defense will be digging in here as they're inside their own 5.
An almost catch by the wide receiver. Tight end, sorry. It's a good throw. Route was run well. Just tightly covered. Just enough to knock that ball out. So we will see now. 3rd and 18. What are we going to throw at this defense? What a throw, what a catch between what looked like 4 defenders on one wide receiver. He makes a great catch over the middle to give him that 18 yards, just enough to move the chains. Another short pass. Nice, easy pass, catch and run. 6 yards. 2nd and 4. On the 29-yard line of Penn State as we are going out. Penn State has been playing tough amongst adversity, home field advantage, not getting calls. Penn State being patient in the pocket right before getting sacked, throwing it to, as you see, the tight end, number 80, the stud, being Mr. Reliable, being open. And trying to hit Mr. Reliable once again. Unfortunately, Coach Spectre was seeking that out, it seemed like, and was able to pick it off for the turnover.
I should have just thrown it away. I saw that nothing was open. I was relying on the player to do it. That's a bad decision.
Still plenty of game left to see what happens after that turnover. Pinned back on Washington State's 36-yard line, or 40-yard line. Good throw, good catch to the outside. 86 for Washington State.
First and 10. Ball on the 28.
And over the middle to the halfback.
And that guy just fell on his own feet.
Getting a decent reception by Pauly Shore running out there. Good enough for the first. Close enough for the first and goal. 5 yards to the touchdown.
Washington State trying to go up by 3 scores. Here they come.
Washington State running play action, using, as Vincent Vega has the speed to outrun most defenses. Takes off to the left side of the end zone. Score 34 Washington State, 15 PSU. Less than 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. This is a tough situation for Penn State. Can they rally to pull up an upset versus the number 2 Washington State Cougars? This will be a test for these last 3 minutes and 50 seconds. All right, back on the field for some action. Penn State up to bat, essentially. Good throw over the middle. 9 yards on the reception. 2nd and 1. Sack for a loss here. That is a little rough. Losing 8 yards on that sack. 3rd and 9. Penn State needs a good 9 yards through the air, or maybe running, to get that first down.
Here's 3rd and 9. Ball on the 23-yard line.
Oh, close. His tight end was making a move, almost open down the middle of the field. Spectre safeties make a great play on the ball.
Less than 3 minutes in the game.
A high punt.
London fields it at the 34. He makes it out to maybe the 46-yard.
Decent return by Washington State. Now we will see the adjustments that Penn State has been able to make versus this high-powered Washington State offense.
Let's find out if the defense has made any adjustments after giving up a touchdown on that last drive.
Well, it's one thing to have speed. It's another thing to have an idea of what you're doing and how to attack the defense. And right now, these wide receivers...
A short throw into the flats on the run. A very interesting play that only went 1 yard. It's not as easy as you think. 1 yard is tough to gain in most games, especially in high stakes like this. It's tough. Washington State trying to display that running attack with Vincent Vega. Always tough to bring down. Yes, Washington State University. In real life, maybe not as prestigious as Penn State, but in this dynasty, a very, very tough customer anytime you cross paths with it. Both teams, very, very solid teams, both very prestigious in this dynasty, if not in real life. But this is a very good competition between two very good teams. Good defense by Penn State to stop that corner route, trying to hit middle to outside of the field to draw in defenders and fake them to go outside. Well played by Coach Ninja.
Just under 2 to go in the game.
We have 1:38 left in the game, 4th and 8. Washington State is poised to kick the ball.
There's a punt. It's a line
Punt.
drive.
High punt.
He fields a punt.
Good catch. Good return. Trying to get out. Tried to get to the outside. Just pushed out narrowly. Let us see what Penn State will do with this opportunity. 1:30 left in the fourth quarter. 35-15. Washington State leading.
The defense did a nice job shutting down the offense the last time they had the ball. They'll spread the field with 5 wide.
And a narrow miss on that sack by Washington State. Penn State was just able to get that ball out. Seemed like he was going to a wide open receiver down the field. Just needed an extra second. But this game is tight. I'm always the optimist in this on these teams, on these games. I always think there is a chance, no matter if it seems like there is not one to be had. Down the middle. Good catch. Good run after the catch to fall forward for that first down. 1:22 left in the fourth. Penn State is rushing to get down the field. A throw right to a defender of Washington State. Tried to thread the needle, as they always say, right into his hands. That is a tough going for Penn State. We will see how Washington State will react to getting the ball back so late in the game. Penn State, if they want a shot at anything, will have to go super aggressive and get what they can and try to rip the ball back. Using their first timeout, Penn State trying to conserve time as Washington State ran with Pauly Shore and lost 2 yards. On Washington State's 44-yard line, Washington State trying to drive down the field to try to ice this game. Interception by Penn State. The opening they're looking for. Ladies and gentlemen, We are, as I said, I like to be the optimist. There's time left. A minute left. Penn State has pulled in within 2 scores. It is now 35-22. Penn State down by 13 points. Is going to need onside kicks along with a very fast-paced offense that is super efficient, taking shots down the field in order to make this happen. The ball is picked up on the onside. Washington State trying to make some fancy moves to break that open, but tackled by a host of Penn State Nittany Lions. There is 56 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Washington State is up 35-22 on Penn State after a thrilling pick 6 by the Nittany Lions. Timeout by Washington State, as he is probably using that light the fire perk to help him out, to try to solidify the rest of this game, to force Penn State to use up all of his timeouts, to force Penn State not to be able to get another turnover, to give them some help in this game. We will see what the Nittany Lions are going to do on this defensive series. Throwing it away because he was completely covered on the scramble by the Nittany Lions. Vincent Vega has essentially helped out the Nittany Lions by stopping the clock. It is now 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. On the Nittany Lions 49-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Second down and 10 to go. Ball on the 49. Under a minute left in the game.
Washington State throwing to the halfback, gaining 10 yards for the first down. Pauly Shore. He has been all over the field playing like a miniature Danny Woodhead, getting lots of receiving yards out of the backfield. Timeout goes to Penn State to stop that clock, refresh his players. And now Washington State is taking knees to eliminate the rest of the time in the game. Good game. Both teams well fought out.
I can't stop the clock enough. I'm quite happy to let him.
Right. Coach Ninja has decided to let things play out, as the situation would not be called for him to take a timeout. There's just not enough time to make up. Well fought game, well played, both parties, opportunities on both sides. I think a very mutually beneficial game, I think, by both parties, by them seeing different things that are thrown out there. Like I said, mentor, mentee, tutor, and student playing in one another is always riveting games. Those are always the best challenges throughout history, throughout life, where the teacher and student must combat one another in a common ideal, common goal, common thing of hobby, of what they love. The teacher bested the student today in a very thrilling and well-played game. Things that I haven't seen before from both coaches. So obviously I'm going to learn and adapt from them, but overall a very, very well-played game, I thought.
Whenever you're done, you can hand it off to me and I'll sign this off.
Okay. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I am going to hand over the mic to Coach Ninja, and he will give you his final thoughts. I appreciate you guys tuning in.
Thank you for joining us. I gotta say, Washington State, Vincent Vega, it's a very good team. I'm glad to have kept them to only 35 points. I think that shows that my defense did what they needed to do this game. My offense wasn't there, and c'est la vie. Looking forward, I'm just thinking about what we might be broadcasting next week. So looks like we will have Coach Spectre in another user game against USC's Coach Jocular, and it looks like I have a bye next week. Okay, so yeah, look for an update for a game Washington State versus USC coming up next week. Thank you for joining us, and have a good evening.